Hello guys, welcome to this channel. Today I'm going to do my Batman actors ranked. I really want a Batman cowl, I think. I might buy one, I don't know. Anyway, so not much to say before I get started. The main thing I just want to mention, really, is that, yeah, you might be realizing that, Jacob, you did the actors before the movies. Here's why. It's because I'm going to see the Batman again tomorrow, and then I'm going to get this, I want to get a video out before I do that, and I don't want to wait a day to just do something, so I'm just going to do this one. And besides, I don't think it'll make a huge difference if I watch the Batman again. I don't think Robert Pattinson will move any high or low, so I still think it stays the same. So I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to do the movies. And then villains, take a little break, do Scream movies ranked, Batmobiles, Bat costumes, Catwomans, Riddlers, Jokers, Penguins, you name it. Let's get into it.
$5 million.
That's a utility belt, not a money belt. $6 million.
$7 million. Never leave the cave without it.
Starting things off at number 7, yeah, George Clooney. So, the thing with this one, in a much darker movie, I think he could have played a fantastic Batman. But in George Schumacher's live-action cartoon, yeah, not so much. I think his Batman is okay, still kind of campy, but I think it's actually, I would take his Batman over Val Kilmer's Batman, but his Bruce Wayne, he just doesn't pull it off for some reason, and he just brings no, like, George Clooney level. I think he has a much darker personality, like, from where you see in movies, like, From Dusk Till Dawn, which I would much prefer. I think he could have done a much darker Batman. I think he would have been a just fine substitute if they didn't do Christian Bale. I think he would have been just fine in that. But here, I don't, like, hate him or anything. I don't think he's horrible. I don't think he's as bad as expecting. But he's definitely my least favorite Batman. Not many redeeming qualities. His Batman, I wouldn't even call it a good Batman. It's just not as bad as Batman and not as bad as Val Kilmer's. And I don't even think he really fits the movie because, like, it's weird because he's kind of a bit more serious than a lot of the other characters. Even Robin. And then it just doesn't really, it just doesn't fit. So, yeah, easily coming in last place.
College, motorcycles, leather jackets. Now, black rubber.
Coming in number 6, we have Val Kilmer. The thing with this one is, he has a good enough Bruce Wayne. I think it's just fine, but I don't think it's Batman. I think right from the beginning with the drive-through line.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-through.
Yeah, I just don't think it works because he's a much campier Batman, and unlike George Clooney, where I think he at least sort of can have some fun with the Batman, I just don't believe Val Kilmer is the Batman whatsoever. And in general, I feel like something about Iceman playing Batman. Yeah, even especially from Top Gun, where he's a much louder personality in the film. Just, I don't know if that suits Batman, personally. I don't know, just my thoughts. If you like Val Kilmer, pretty great. And I think he has the best Batman action sequences of the Burton-Schumacher films. Also, the other thing is that this is the only movie where I call it a Batman movie. Like, Batman feels like a Joker movie, Batman Returns feels like a Tim Burton movie about 3 lonely weirdos, and then Batman and Robin has just focused on the villains, pretty much. Not much, and they don't focus enough on Batman. This is the only one where I feel like he has some sort of character arc, and they don't play into it enough, so Val Kilmer just kind of falls flat. I don't hate him in the role. I think his Bruce Wayne's pretty good, but yeah, I think especially with this rivalry with his villains, especially Two-Face, even though he has the best Batman action sequences, I hate the bat nipples. I mentioned this with both Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. It makes the movie so much worse, both movies. And I think even in the sonar suit, it still doesn't look very good. Neither of the suits look good on Val Kilmer. Number 5 is going to be Adam West. The thing with this one is, I think he fits the movie most. I think his Batman perfectly fits the movie, his Bruce Wayne perfectly fits the movie, but no character arc, not even template for one. I was debating between Val Kilmer and Adam West, and I was like, I feel like Val Kilmer I have a bunch of issues with. Adam West, I didn't really have any issues with. He's just not my kind of Batman, I guess. I mean, when you have me, who grew up with the Nolan trilogy, as well as Batman 89 and the Lego Batman movie, it's a very big change of pace, much campier, much more goofy. you have some fun stuff. Like, I think the moment where I think Adam West does a great job in the role. It's just not my kind of Batman, because even in scenes like with the whole bomb stuff where he just can't find a way to get rid of the bomb, I thought that was a great sequence. And I think he plays that pretty awesome. I think he plays some of the most ridiculous lines, like all of the riddles with so much seriousness. I think that's why it's a lot of fun. And I think he's overall a decent enough Batman. But again, he's just not my Batman, not the kind of Batman I'd want in a movie today. Definitely not. And he doesn't even have the black colors, although the suit ages pretty well for this time.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
And number 4 is Michael Keaton. Here's the thing with this one. He's a great Batman voice, pretty great Batsuits in both Batman and Batman Returns. I think his Bruce Wayne is pretty good. I think he is a great dynamic with some of the other characters, whether it's Vicky Vale, Selena Kyle, Alfred, the Joker, the Penguin, Max Schreck, and all the other characters. And I think overall he does a pretty great job in the role. The issue is that I have 2 issues. First one, his movies are just not Batman movies. First one is completely a Joker movie, and second one is a Tim Burton movie about 3 lonely weirdos. It's as simple as that. And second issue, he never really gets even a character arc through these movies. Because I think the thing with that, Tim Burton doesn't seem that interested in Batman. He seems more interested in his villains, and that's who he focuses on. Like, all the character arcs are thrown towards their villains, not his main lead hero, which I think is kind of frustrating. And honestly, yeah, that's the thing that draws me away. But I think his Bat voice, his Bat suits, his Batmobile, his Bat Night Flight thing, his Bruce Wayne is pretty good, and his interactions with some of the other characters. And I think overall Michael Keaton does do a pretty great job for the most part with what he's given. But he's not given all that much, so that's why I can't put him any higher.
I'm vengeance.
Coming in number 3 is going to be Robert Pattinson. Here's the thing with Robert Pattinson. He is probably the best Batman of any of them. I think his Batman is absolutely fantastic. I didn't love the suit in the trailers, but I think he's very imposing. He's very menacing. He strikes fear and vengeance into the killers or people that he's trying to take down. And I think overall, he also serves the detective side of things with Jim Gordon. I think all of that put together makes for a pretty awesome Batman. And I think overall, his acting and his interactions with characters, like whether it's Jim Gordon or Selena Kyle, I think all of that pretty much works. He gets a nice character arc where he starts as just a vigilante out for vengeance, and then by the end, he turns into a pretty complete hero. And I think that all really worked for me. I bet he's going to move up once we get more Robert Pattinson Batman movies. I had a couple issues with the Batman, but the thing that makes me not want to put him any higher is we barely got any Bruce Wayne. If it's barely, we got at most 20 minutes of screen time with him as Bruce Wayne. I maybe a bit more. I don't know. I'm over exaggerating maybe just a little bit. And the problem is he pretty much just plays a Bruce Wayne that's sort of just shut out from the world. He's not doing anything philanthropy related. He is very down bad. He doesn't even care about keeping the Wayne name. And it's just not, when he's Bruce Wayne, he's just not that compelling. And I think that's kind of a bit of an issue. And I think it would have been nice to have a meeting with mayor candidate and Bruce Wayne at the end where he's starting to do actual philanthropy related. He's starting to actually be a philanthropist again. I think that would have been nice. We didn't get that, obviously. So, I still really like him. I think his Batman's amazing. He has a great Batsuit, great Batmobile, pretty fun interactions with villains, and I think his rivalry with the Riddler works pretty well. And I think overall, I do think he does a great Batman, but I have some issues with his Bruce Wayne.
And we have to assume he's won.
I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells. He's never fought us. Not us united.
Coming in number 2 is gonna be Ben Affleck. If we got a Batfleck Batman movie, awesome. We didn't get that, obviously. We got Batman v Superman. We got Justice League, or Zack Snyder's Justice League, the better one. And so it's on one hand, I really like his Batman. It's very imposing. Not as imposing, I don't think, as much as Robert Pattinson. Maybe it has something to do with the suit. But he's definitely the biggest, most bulky of all the Batman movies. Not all Batmans, and I think his Batman's great. His Bruce Wayne's also great. He has the normal Ben Affleck essence to him when he's doing the Bruce Wayne. And I think his character arc about his whole thing with Superman, I think all of that works really well throughout both Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I think throughout both these movies, I think that his arc really works for me. I think his whole thing with recruiting all the Justice League, he's the one that kind of puts them all together. I think all of that works very well. I think his Batmobile is pretty good. I think the Batsuit, this might be my favorite Batsuit. That's debatable, but I think the Batsuit in Batman v Superman and most of Zack Snyder's Justice League is pretty awesome. I love it. I think it's the perfect Batman suit. I really like the Robert Pattinson one and the first Michael Keaton one. I would still take this one over that. I don't know, that's just me. So overall, I think he did a great Batman. I just wish we had a Batfleck film. We were originally gonna get one with him. We were originally gonna get with him, with Ben Affleck directing it and writing it, which he's done some great movies like The Town and some other ones as well. And I think overall, and then you have him as Batman, obviously, and then you bring back Deathstroke from that cameo in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think overall, that could have been fantastic. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever get a Batfleck film, and that's the reason why I won't put him at number 1. But actually coming in at number 1, we have Christian Bale. I think he has the most complete Batman arc. I think the problem is with a lot of the other ones, Michael Keaton didn't get any character arc. Robert Pattinson didn't get anything on the Bruce Wayne side of things. Ben Affleck, we never got a solo Ben Affleck film. But Christian Bale, I think he is by far the best Bruce Wayne of any of them Batmans. It's not even close. Second, I think probably Ben Affleck, but he's pretty far behind. And I think he has some of the great Batman suits. I really like the one Batman Begins. I like the one The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. It looks a little bit robot, super mechy, a little bit at times, but I think overall it is still a great suit. And I think he is one of my favorite Batmobiles. It's almost up there with the one from the Batman. It's very close. I don't think it quite beats it, but it's very close. Perfect character arc throughout all of his movies, whether it's Batman Begins, where he's doing the whole origin story thing. He's being tested in The Dark Knight by the Joker. And then Dark Knight Rises, he has to be the one to save the city from Bane. I think all 3 films, even though Dark Knight Rises is not perfect, I have my issues with it, it still feels like a pretty great, satisfying conclusion to the Dark Knight trilogy. And he's the only one that legitimately got a full character arc. I mean, Ben Affleck sort of did, but you still want more. Christian Bale was pretty perfect in the role. My only issue is just his Batman voice. It's a little goofy. Other than that, I think actually, and kind of improves as you go in the trilogy. Batman Begins is, I think, absolutely terrible. But then as you go on, it gets a little bit better. Other than that, that's my one issue. I think he's a fantastic Batman. I think he has the best selection of films of any of them, because The Dark Knight's in my top 10 movies of all time. It's as simple as that. Awesome. He's my favorite Batman. Share your ranking in the comments below. Tell me what you guys thought about this video. Check out my Batman playlist for all my movie reviews and my coming rankings in the future. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Adios.